we've been talking with Troy Byer every week, who has an incredible book out called X Free. X Free is a book about the 9 keys to freedom after heartbreak.
Yep.
She went through a big thing in her life with her ex, and how to get free from that, how to move on to issues, and mostly through healing yourself. Well, I decided to have her on a regular basis to kind of talk about her thing that she does every Tuesdays with Troy. They're called webinars. And they come on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Pacific, that's L.A., so 9:30 Eastern Time. You can go to TroyByer.com. That's Troy, Troy, Byer, BYER.com, and you can catch it. And so she's our guest on a regular basis. Please welcome relationship expert, Troy Byer, or Byer.
Welcome back.
Troy, what's the correct pronunciation of your last name?
What's the what?
Correct. Is it Byer or Byer?
It's Byer.
Byer.
Yes.
I'll be able to remember that because BY is by. So.
Exactly.
How you doing today?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
I'm doing good.
Great.
So you last night had another webinar.
Yes.
And the key you discussed last night was what?
Know the boat you float on the sea of love.
What does that mean?
Well, sometimes when you're so close to a situation, you have so many emotions running
Get the phone.
crazy that you can't really step back and see yourself. So I created a way for people to...
Troy, hold on. I'm having a little problem with a staff member who I just gave a direct order to, and she turned around and looked at me like I was sweeping. Hold on one second. Can you please go in the office, because I'm going to ask people, if you have a relationship question you'd like to ask right now, go to 877-29-STEVE. We have the author of X Free on the phone. If you're having trouble dealing with an ex of yours or something, just call me right now, 877-29. This is impromptu, but this is how we do it sometimes. Go ahead, Troy.
Okay, so I basically created a way for people to see how they float on the sea of love, and they can do it in a way that they remove themselves from the situation. So I created these metaphors using boats to see which boat, which sea vessel best represents them. Because when we get into a relationship, what we're having is a related ship. You want to be with ships that you're related to.
Uh-huh.
So I created these different distinctions, like there's, some people are submarines on the sea of love. Well, if you're a submarine, you don't have any business messing around with a dinghy. It's just not compatible. So last night was all about seeing who you are in the sea of love, what boat you are, and what boat you will float well with. And I actually have the characteristics of the boats up on my website, so if people just want to find out, how do I float on the sea of love? You can go check it out.
That's deep.
I'm on the
Comparing it to
Carnival Cruise Line.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Tommy is on a Carnival Cruise
I'm on the
line.
Carnival Cruise Line.
Party over here.
877-29-STEVE. Call me right now real quick if you got a question. Tommy's on the Carnival Cruise. Why you call it Carnival Cruise Line, Tommy?
That's where you party at. If you want to party, you get on that Carnival.
Okay, well, let me take this call right quick. We got line 4. We got Miss Jones. Right quick. Miss Jones? Line 4. Miss Jones? Put her on hold, Monica.
Okay, that's off the air comment.
No, I'm saying it on the air. Put on hold so we can pick it up.
Oh, Lord. This show.
Put the lady on.
Hey.
Okay, hello, Miss
Sound
Monica.
raggedy.
Miss Monica.
You mean Miss Jones?
I mean Miss Jones.
Hi, hey, how y'all doing?
Go ahead. What's your question for Troy?
My question is, I've been married for the last going on 9 years now. My husband and I have been on and off kind of for the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. We recently got back together, but I'm starting to see some of the same old signs of what I've always seen. I mean, we have 4 children together, and I'm rather young, and it's not a relationship I'm really willing to let go. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm getting pulled from all kinds of sides, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do.
Well, you're participating in a relationship that you're not inspired by, because you're saying it's the same old stuff that's coming up again. And so what there is to do is, if you're going to be with someone and you want something to change, you've got to make sure they're taking consistent actions, or actions that are consistent with one changing. You see, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for a different result.
Right.
Right. So you need to take actions that are new. If you want to see something new, you need to start doing something new.
Right.
She on the SS Minnow. She on Gilligan them boat. That's what boat she on.
Wow.
Do you understand that?
She said, "Wow."
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm pretty sure you've been in the same situation before. I'm only 27 years old. I got married at 19.
Right. Well, it doesn't matter how old you are. You're in a relationship that you have certain expectations for, and you should be fulfilled regardless of your age.
Right.
So if you want to see something different, you need to get on the court and start creating something different. What changes do you want to see in him, and is he aligned? Because what keeps relationships together is a foundation of agreement. When there's no agreement, there's no harmony.
I hear you.
Right.
So you want to talk.
I don't want to seem to be the type of person who's really picky and stuck up, and just say, you're not changing, so that's it.
Why not?
You and I'm moving on.
Why not? Don't you have a choice? Don't you have a right?
You can be picky.
I do. I have a choice and a right, but I also have an obligation to my children.
Well, you have an obligation to your children. What they got to do with your damn husband?
Yeah, you can still be picky and selective.
I'm just asking. You just said you have an obligation to your children.
Don't settle.
You going to live an obligated life to this man?
Right.
And he ain't fulfilling his end of the deal?
Right.
Yeah, you have to give yourself, the thing that we don't do is we're afraid to want. You've got to give yourself the freedom to want.
Say that again. Women are afraid to what?
We're afraid to want.
Hallelujah.
Right.
Because we always put ourselves last.
Yeah, you're afraid to want. You've got to give yourself the freedom to want so you can start being free from wants.
Absolutely.
Okay, and how you go about doing that is make a list of what you want and be bold. Be bold about it.
And if he ain't on that damn list, then get you somebody who will be.
That's right. Go find another boat to float with. There's a lot of boats on the sea.
Get a steamboat. He'll get you a speedboat.
There you go.
Get off that canoe you got with the rocks in it and the hole.
Right.
Let me try one more question. This is really good. And then I'll try one more when we come back. I like this. I'm going to start using questions with Troy because she's very smart with this. Line 1, Perella. Oh, Lord. Line 1.
It looks like Perella.
Perella.
Yes.
Go ahead, your question.
I'm sorry, you want my question?
Yes. Go ahead.
My ex, I've moved on, and my ex decided that he still isn't ready to move on. What do I do?
Is he round the corner? Why is you whispering?
She's at work.
He in the back seat sleeping.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Every time I start my car, he laying back there. He won't carry his ass home.
She's moved on, but her ex still calls.
Oh, you've moved on. Well, okay, your ex still calls. Well, there's some way that you're being that lets him know there's still an opening for him to call.
Oh.
Now, that was deep.
Ooh. So what are you doing, Perella, that makes him think he can call?
I talk to him.
You talk to him? Oh, well, hell. Well, hell, okay. Why don't you quit talking to him? That cut the conversation way down when you talking to your damn self. Baby, I miss you.
It takes two, Steve.
Baby, I miss you. Hello. I said I miss you.
To the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
49 minutes after that. Hey, we're going to try one more call here. I really like letting her take questions. Let's go to line 3.
Our special guest,
This
Troy
is our
Byer.
last question. You ain't got to run in there.
Troy Byer.
You ain't want to go in there in the first place.
All right, let's go to the phone, Steve. Line 2.
You ain't got much longer. I can feel it.
Erica
I know when a
out of
person
South
is on
Carolina.
their way out.
What are
When
you
quit
talking about?
caring-
Will you focus?
When you quit caring, you're on your way out.
Erica.
Line 3, Sharice.
Oh,
We done talked to the other lady. Line 3, Sharice.
whatever.
Yes. Good morning, all.
Oh, what kind of boat is this?
Should have took mine.
This right here.
Hello.
Go ahead. What's your question for Troy?
My question is,
First of all, how old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay, this has a lot to do with it.
My question is, how do you let go of a past relationship when you have small, impressionable children involved?
Are they your kids?
There are kids together.
Are they? Well, then they're yours.
Sir?
Okay. Well,
Go ahead,
let Troy answer.
Yeah, Steve's right. You know, your children have nothing to do with your heart holding on to that relationship, you know, and I think to use your children as a justification for holding on.
Watch out now.
Okay, and that's not empowering for you because it's outside of you. If you're truly ready to let go, I suggest you get really clear on what it is you've been holding on to.
Well, I mean, I have let go of the relationship. We're going through a divorce, and we have been going through the divorce since 2005 because of him.
What kind of damn divorce is you in?
Well, yeah, okay, so...
Let me handle this, Troy. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait.
No.
No, let me...
Y'all been getting divorced since 2005?
Yes, Steve.
3 years.
He filed for divorce in May of 2005.
Then y'all changed y'all mind.
No, we didn't change our mind. He was behind the child support, and them has to arrest him to pay child support. And
he been in jail?
Yes, he has been in jail.
Hard to make the court appearances from jail.
Am I?
No, I said it's hard to make court appearances if you in jail.
Well, even if he's not in jail, he doesn't make court appearances. Can I
ask you just really, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think you might want to just reframe your question.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's something else you really want to ask.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so you said that how do you move on from a relationship when you have kids? I don't think that's your question. Maybe that's like the first question that it's hiding something else underneath that you want to ask. So what is like your real straight question?
Okay.
I guess you're right. My real question is...
Come on now.
Yes.
Is what, Sharice?
Yes.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Finish.
My real question is, will I be wrong if I just cut off all ties with him, period, including the children?
Okay, there you go. So will you be wrong if you cut off all ties, including the children? So if you want to know if you're going to be right or wrong about something, look at the result your action would produce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you do whatever it is you're intending to do, what result, would that result be more positive than the result you're currently experiencing?
Yes.
Okay, then it's not wrong. You understand? So say having him in your life may be disruptive for the children and may be disruptive for you. It stops you from moving on. So if that's the result it's producing, then remove him from your life and produce other results that are empowering and is going to set you free and let you be the woman you need to be for yourself so you can be the mother you need to be for your children.
Okay.
You know what, Troy?
Yeah.
I like
Troy got it going on.
I really do like the way you answer questions because you have the background, the clinical background to back it up. But you were very smart in asking this woman what is her real question. And I appreciate your honesty too, Sharice, because she just really wanted to know the truth. It would be wrong for her if she just let the man go. You know, and now, you know, of course, Troy ain't saying take your kids that you have and ship them off somewhere.
Right.
She's just talking about cutting that man out your life that's bringing you so much misery. Because you and your kids can be fine. Lots of single mothers out there that's doing it. It's difficult, but they are doing it. But it is one thing to be miserable with a person that's causing you misery than you being by yourself. See, that outside force that you allow to come in and be disruptive of your own personal peace and happiness, it's not worth it ever.
And then we'll deal with a lot of guilt too, right, Troy, as mothers, you know, with our kids.
Yeah, and I went through that too with my ex-husband. I felt so guilty for taking my son's father out of our home. Yep. But I know what I had to do for myself, and then once I got my act together, my kid got to have a better life, and then I went and cleaned things up with my ex-husband. And now we all have holidays together.
See?
Right. Yeah, that's not happening at my house.
No, we know it ain't
holidays.
happening.
Merry Christmas, my...
Hey.
Okay, anyway.
All right, here we
Troy,
go.
I can't wait to have you back on next week. We're going to get the questions lined up in advance for next week so we can have more of a session, okay? Great job, though. This next, go to TroyByer.com. TroyByer.com, okay?
Yeah.
We got to go, y'all. Thanks, Troy. We'll see you next week.
Okay, thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.